Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football here live on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. Week 7 in the PAFL brings us here once again to Norton High School for the Ohio Broncos versus your Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. Your voice of the Rapids here, Ken Straub, with, as always, my podcast and my broadcast partner, Andrew Straub. Drew, it's rivalry week in the PAFL. Cleveland Rams versus Cleveland Cobras on the other side of town. But here, right here at Norton High School, it is the Ohio Broncos versus your Cuyahoga Falls Rapids, playing for your first ever Northeast Ohio Cup, the Battle of Ohio.
Yes, both teams coming in here 4-2. Both teams very, very ready to prove to the other team that they are the better team in the Cuyahoga Falls area.
Absolutely. This game has been circled on both teams' schedule since the beginning of the year. And Drew, we've hyped it up all year. We've talked about it multiple times. We've talked about it for multiple weeks. There's been a lot of talking back and forth on social media. There's been T-shirts made. There's been posts made. There's been profile pictures changed. There's been all kinds of talking all week. But now, and it stopped late last night, or I shouldn't even say late last night, but it stopped sometime yesterday because it's all business now, and it's all time for the players to decide it on the field.
Absolutely, and it looks like we are just moments away from starting off here.
Absolutely. We appreciate you joining us here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. Rapids deferred the toss. We'll get the second half kickoff, and they will kick away here. Broncos will receive as Bobby Rhodes Jr. kicks away here, and we are underway. Returner is going to take that ball at the 20, and he dropped the football. And he's going to pick it back up at the 15 with a head of steam. And now he's going to break through the line. And Drew, after a fumble, he was able to pick it up, get a head of steam, and take that ball out to the 45-yard line.
Absolutely.
Now, Drew, this this Broncos offense, tell me a little bit about it as they are ready to step out for their first series.
Yes, I think a key word here is physical. This Broncos quarterback, very mobile, not shy from contact. And as well, these running backs, they love contact. However, both very, very turnover heavy. This quarterback likes to extend plays to a fault. He would rather, quote, throw an interception than throw it out of bounds. And as for these running backs, very, very fumble prone at times. Look here for the Rapids defense to really try to get pressure here and make some noise.
Absolutely. You know, this Rapids defense, a good ball hawking secondary, big guys up front that don't allow a lot of movement, linebackers with speed and hard hits. This is a complete defense. They're going to look to create some turnovers today and wreak some havoc on the Broncos. As we get started here, as we said, 1st and 10, ball at the 45. Quarterback's going to take that. He's going to stay in the pocket. He's going to look deep on the first play. And the wide receiver is going to catch that. Drew, he got an arm extended. He kind of pushed away the defender and gave himself a bit of space there and was able to create a big opportunity there. And on the first play, Broncos with a big strike.
Yeah, kind of caught him off guard there. Kind of got past him, and that quarterback made a really good throw, a long, deep throw. Not known for his deep ball too much, but definitely has the accuracy to get it there. So a great first play for this Broncos.
So, yeah, it'll be 1st and goal here right away. Broncos looking to get on the board first. Quarterback going to hand it off up the middle. He's going to cut it out to the numbers, and he's going to break it to the outside. It'll get pushed out of bounds. Looks at it about the 1 or 2 yard line. A good hit there by Mark Hale. I take that back. A good hit there by, that was Sean Stretch Right.
I will say definitely a very positive opening start for the Broncos here. Quick off the ball, quick on their blocks, and I think this Rapids defense needs to get into this game sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Not what we're used to here. Normally, this defense does take some time before they're usually getting pushed again. It's going to be 2nd down here. Running back's going to get hit in the backfield for no gain there. Multiple Rapids on the hit there. Sham right Josh Davis. And that's going to bring up third down. What I meant to say was normally this Rapids defense is electric from the start. So it was a weird change of pace there to see them get hit with the big play. But a big third down here, just 13 minutes. Just a couple minutes. So 13 minutes left here in the first quarter. So 0-0. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Broncos. Should say 3rd and goal. Quarterback's going to take it. He's going to hand it off. Running back's going to try to cut it outside with a stiff arm, and he tried to push it ahead, and Drew, no, he will not. He'll be stopped there at the 1-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th and decision time for the Broncos.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think there's really much of a decision here. I think this is your first drive of the game. You were this close from punching it in to gaining critical momentum in this game. I think it's almost a certainty they're going to go for it, so this defense has to be ready for probably another run play.
I agree there. And I absolutely agree with you. You've moved the ball. You had a big play there. I understand trying to capitalize on the momentum. So we'll see what the Broncos have. We'll see what this Rapids defense can do. 4th and 1. Three wide receivers to the top of the screen, one to the bottom, one running back in the backfield. Quarterback's going to take it, keep it himself, and push it, and he's going to push it right up the middle, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown. And Drew, on the first drive, the Broncos come out and in just a couple plays put themselves on the board for a touchdown.
Yes, that all started from that deep shot that connected there. I think this Rapids secondary now sees what these receivers are capable of. But, yeah, a very good first drive for these Broncos, and now a response expected from the Rapids offense.
Absolutely. We'll see what they can do. Still very early. And maybe unsure of the kicking game, not sure of the kicking situation for the Broncos, but they're going to come out immediately and go for 2.
Definitely something to watch potentially later on during potential field goal opportunities.
Absolutely, and the quarterback's going to keep it himself, and he's going to push it right through. And Drew, on both the 4th down conversion and the 2-point conversion, the quarterback keeper coming in handy for the Broncos.
Absolutely, and that's, I think, definitely something that has to be noticed, as this Broncos team likes to spread out this defense and then call that run. And so something to look on later on.
Absolutely. So, something to keep an eye on for this defense. But plenty of time left. 11:47 here in the first quarter. 8-0 Broncos. Rapids are going to get ready to receive the kickoff here. It'll be Demir Benson and Anthony Spooney on your kickoff return. So some electric playmakers hoping to get a chance to put the Rapids in good field position. And Drew, while I have a second, I want to give a shout out to Tiki Underground, located on Front Street. Tiki Underground brings a fun and unique atmosphere to our community with island-inspired vibes, tropical cocktails, and delicious small bite plates. Visit Tiki Underground for a taste of paradise, no passport required. And it isn't just sponsors. I also want to give a big shout out to our guy Justin over at Rave Pizza and Wings, helping us out with the equipment to keep the stream rolling big and rolling good. Broncos set to kick off. Oh, and it's kicked short, and it's going to be returned right at the 40-yard line. Referee will blow the whistle there. Ball dead at the 45-yard line. A good job by the back to grab that ball.
Absolutely, and something to note early on. Had to go for 2, and a not-so-great kickoff. That is something that if this game becomes close, or if there's potential field goal opportunities for the Broncos, they may stop that in favor of going for it more often than not.
Yeah. So definitely some stress, or definitely something to look for if you're trying to stress that special teams. So, Rapids offense takes the field here. Jordan Jones in at quarterback. Monte Taylor in the backfield. We have 4 wide receivers. Demir Benson, Darwin Filey to the bottom of your screen. It's like Dylan Exton up to the top. Sean Smith Jr. going to come in motion, fake the motion, and Jordan's going to keep it himself, and he's going to push it up the middle for a gain of about 2. And I like the quick decision there by Jordan, not seeing what he liked and making sure he got himself out of the pocket, pick up some positive yards, and we moved on to 2nd and 8.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some quick decisions are going to be needed here as this Broncos defense, very good at getting to the quarterback, very good at disrupting plays. You want to just be quick with your decision-making, regardless of what it is.
They, like the Rapids, have a very good defensive line. So, Rapids come back out. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Monte Taylor in the backfield. Jordan's going to hand it off to Monte, and Monte's going to get hit in the backfield and tackled for a loss there. And that's going to bring up the Rapids' first 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and long. See what this Rapids offense can cook up here on 3rd down. Jordan's going to drop back to pass. He's going to look deep. Oh, and he had a man. And you made a signal here in the booth. I know you're going to check the replay before you make a comment, but close to being a penalty. But it is going to be incomplete and is going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, looking at the replay now, it is a very close play. I can't really make out if the wide receiver had touched the ball, but a very, very close play that definitely could have been called pass interference.
But either way, that's going to be 3 and out for this Rapids offense. Not the start that they wanted. So with 10 minutes ticking away, Dallas Huckel is going to come out to punt here on 4th and 13. Dallas is going to get it. He's going to get it away. And a good punt there. And the ball's going to take a bounce. And the returner is going to get it. He's going to break a tackle there. And he's going to turn it out to the outside. And we're going to have multiple flags on the play there for a blindside hit. So 15 yards, going to back the Broncos up after the punt. So Broncos will come out for their 2nd possession. 9:38 left in the 1st quarter. They're up 8-0 right now. While I have a second, shout out to Rave Pizza and Wings, proud and gold level sponsor and official pizza of the Rapids, known for their seriously good pizza and big juicy wings. Rave is the go-to spot for game day cravings. We appreciate their support of Rapids football because great football deserves great pizza. And a shout out to our guy Ben Bell, who is at home watching today. Appreciate you, Ben, our Swiss Army knife super fan and member of our Rapid staff. 1st down here. Broncos are going to hand it off. Running back's going to take it out to the outside. He's going to cut it. Pass out the numbers just near the 24, 25-yard line. So it's going to bring up 2nd and short.
And a big notice here in these first early drives. This Broncos team, very, very physical, very, very quick to get upfield, especially with these blockers, and it's proving very, very easy to kind of cut through this Rapids defense so far. I think some changes need to be made in terms of just kind of waking up, getting more physical, getting a better jump off the ball.
I was going to say, it almost just seems like just not asleep, just not quite full speed just yet, and they're going to need to get it going. 2nd and 3 here. Quarterback's going to take it. He's going to drop back. He's going to be pressured. He's going to get away from the pressure, looking for a man downfield, and he's going to find a wide receiver out to about the 30-yard line, and he'll pick up a first down there. Drew, you talked about it. He likes to try to make every person miss. He likes to try to stay in the pocket or even get out of the pocket and take as much time as he can to make sure he gets a pass off.
Absolutely. He is very, very good at extending plays, getting out of the pocket, leading receivers to open spots, and I think that is a very, very tough thing to defend as a secondary. But like we said earlier, he's not just going to throw the ball out of bounds. To a fault at some point, he loves to extend plays and try to make the best out of plays. That's something to look for.
Absolutely. All of those things coming to fruition right now. So 8 minutes left. It's going to be a first down here. Broncos going to hand it off, and that running back will be tackled right there at the line of scrimmage. Good job there by Mark Hale. Second and 9 here.
Second down and 9.
So Broncos are going to break the huddle ball at the 31-yard line. Second and 9, 7:30 left here in the first quarter. They're up 8-0. Driving again. Broncos come out, 3 wide receivers to the top. Quarterback going to drop back, throw the quick wide receiver screen. He's going to try to break it out past the numbers, and he'll get tackled down there for just a gain of a couple, and a good job of rallying to the football by this Rapids defense.
Absolutely, and that looks like something that's going to be a common theme for this Broncos offense. Obviously, they had that long throw, but having quick passes, trying to make men miss, using these athletic receivers and the athletic running backs to really move the ball is going to be their big, big key here.
Absolutely. This Rapids defense now has a third down here, a chance, regardless of how good the Broncos have been moving the ball, they have a chance to get off the field here. We'll see what these defensive playmakers can dial up. Broncos going to come out, 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the ball, 1 running back in the backfield. 6:10 left here in the first quarter. Quarterback going to hand it off. Running back's going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to get tackled by a loss by big number 97, Josh Davis.
A great breakthrough by Josh Davis. Absolutely just sliced in between those 2 offensive linemen and broke down to make the tackle there. A great rebound drive from this Rapids defense, stopping them and getting the ball back after letting up an early touchdown.
Absolutely. It looks like we're going to have both Spooney and Mari Mitchell back to receive this punt. So 2 electric playmakers. Mari already with a 90-yard interception return, and the special teams play that didn't count. Ball is away. And a good job by Spooney to hang on to that ball. You got a nice big hit there by the Broncos returner, and that's where the Rapids offense will take over.
First down, Rapids.
Shout out to our guy Stash in the comments.
I'd like to thank one of our gold sponsors. Big thank you to Scott Auto
So,
Care, one of our gold level sponsors this season.
Drew, second drive here for the Rapids offense. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think that first drive, everyone, including the defense, was a little hesitant, a little not sure of where to put their first step. The defense fixed that, correct that issue on the second drive. Let's see what the offense can do here.
Absolutely. Jordan Jones in. He's got Monte Taylor and Bama Hurry in the backfield. Broncos going to take a timeout here with 5:05 left in the first quarter. 8-0. Broncos up over the Rapids. And while I have a second, Going to give a shout out to one of our gold level sponsors, CC Realty Property Management Services. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, CC Realty provides trusted local real estate expertise. Thanks to CC Realty for helping build strong communities, both on and off the field.
I'd like to give a shout out to Ray Pizza and Wings for our gold level sponsor and the official pizza of the Rapids.
I got to 100%, as I normally do, agree with your analysis. The defense got a bit pushed on the first drive, came back and responded. Offense got pushed around. We'll see how they can respond.
Absolutely. I think just the big key here is confidence. Confident that you're going to make your block, you're going to seal it off, and confident that this play is a big play. That is your key here, just getting motivated and making sure you do your assignment.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. Monte Taylor, Bama Hurry in the backfield. Monte's going to get the ball. Monte's going to try to cut it out, and Monte's going to just get back to the line of scrimmage. But the line getting some movement, getting some push.
A little bit, but you still saw 2, 3, 4 Broncos players past the line of scrimmage, basically waiting there. So I think just a little bit quicker of a jump needs to be kind of emphasized for this offensive line.
Absolutely a talented group of running backs for the Rapids. Need that offensive line and those wide receivers to give them that push. Jordan was pressured. Linebacker right up through the middle. Jumped the snap count. He almost got it over to Darwin, but that was a very, very tough play. Can't fault the quarterback for not getting that one in there. Not a lot of time.
No, but I think that's something that I think now needs to be kind of made aware of. They're going to be sending pressure. They're going to be getting a good push. Kind of making sure that your play calling is exactly a right way to counter that.
Absolutely. So 3rd and 10 for the Rapids offense. Jordan's going to drop back. And he was looking for Dylan. And yes, it looks like it is going to be caught there. I was trying to see because Dylan did get up and take off. So it looks like it's going to be caught just in front of the first down. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 1 for this Rapids offense, and we don't even need to ask the question because with no hesitation, they're going to line up for this tush push. And there's going to be a flag on the play. And what's going to be an offsides on the Broncos, and it didn't matter. Regardless, that's going to be a 1st down for this Rapids offense.
And that's a great way to move the football there, rushing this Broncos defense up to the line, not allowing them to get set and check with the referee, and that's what you get.
And aggressiveness on this second drive for this Rapids offense. Drew, there was no hesitation by the coaching staff there to make sure that they were going for it on this 4th and 1, and that's down to sets up a 1st and 10 here, ball at the 39, 3:13 left in the first quarter. Broncos up 8-0. Jordan's going to hand it off to Monte. Monte's going to get hit again in the backfield. And Drew, this talented running back unit of the Rapids is not getting a lot of push from the offensive line right now. The Broncos are in the backfield when the running backs are touching the ball.
Absolutely, and I think there's not really a lot of room to run. There's not a lot of move to move. And I think if you want to open up this running game, you need them to honor the pass. And whether that's with some play action, with some quick routes, something to move and spread out this Broncos defense to give you those running lanes, I think is needed early on.
Absolutely got to change the formula just a bit. Normally the running game is off to a hot start, not so hot, so we're going to need the passing game to help open up the running game. Rapids going to come out, 3 wide receivers, bunch to the bottom of the screen, Rob Graves in the backfield. Jordan Jones going to drop back here on 2nd down. He's going to look to pass. He's going to look over the middle of the field, and it's going to be picked off by the Broncos out past the 50, over to the 40, down to the 30. He's going to return it all the way back to the house for a touchdown. And Drew, Jordan was looking for something down the middle of the field, and the DB linebacker made a good play to come over and make a play on the ball.
Absolutely, and I think, unfortunately, that was a case of kind of staring down that receiver there. He was kind of looking at him the whole way, didn't notice the linebacker kind of creeping across his vision, and as soon as that ball was thrown, jumped on it. And I think that's another costly mistake for this Rapids team, and now kind of putting yourself in a hole here early on in this game.
Yeah, going to have to call up on the defense. So 2:05 left in the first quarter. Still very early. 14-0 right now. Broncos up over the Rapids. So we're taking a second here. I'm a bit confused on what the Broncos were going to do here. Okay, they are going to break the huddle and go for 2 once again.
I wouldn't be surprised if they call the same thing they did last time on the 2-point conversion.
Absolutely. The quarterback keeper has been very effective, but we're going to have a flag, it looks like. Looks like a delay game. And so after, sorry, I got distracted with some of the stuff going on the sidelines. Broncos backed up a couple after the penalty. Still going to go for 2. Running back coming in motion. Quarterback going to drop back. Going to step up in the pocket. He's going to look to move. He's going to throw it across the middle. Ooh, and boom, tipped it. And then it was almost picked off there. A good job by this Rapids special teams, Rapids defense to make a play there and keep it at a 2-score game. And Drew, I really, and I know we don't normally talk about everything that goes down on the sideline, a very passionate conversation between Jordan Jones and offensive coordinator Savon Gibbs. And Savon telling him, Jordan, you're the guy. Show us.
No, absolutely. And I think this all comes down to just being confident, but also just understanding that you have the talent for this. And I think just playing within yourself, playing within the game, ensuring that you're making the right, because something like that is telling of someone who is trying to make a play instead of just playing their game. And I think that's the message there.
And I pointed out because it's been on camera, it's been talked about. There has been some issues with some sideline stuff. It has happened, but I like to see that the passion is in a positive way and the passion is on the other side this time. So, Rapids return team getting ready here. Demir and Spooney. It's going to be another low kick. Spooney's going to track that back, pick that ball up at the 15-yard line. Spooney's going to try to break it out, and he's going to cut it out to the 30-yard line before he's pushed out at about the 38, 40-yard line. And that's where Jordan Jones and this offense will look to take over and chip away at this Broncos lead. While I have a second, I want to give a shout out to Shaw Auto Care, one of our gold level sponsors and trusted name in keeping vehicles running smoothly. Whether it's routine maintenance or major repairs, Shaw Auto Care delivers honest, reliable service. And just like the Rapids, they're always ready to go the extra mile. So 1:58 left in the first quarter. 14-0. Broncos up over the Rapids. Rapids come out. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 up top. Rob Graves in the backfield. Jordan Jones in at quarterback. Jordan's going to drop back on first down here. He's going to get pressured, and he's going to push up in the pocket, and he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage there. And Drew, we can talk about quarterback play, we can talk about wide receivers, but right now, the Broncos' defensive line are getting so much pressure that it's not really allowing this Rapids offense to get in any kind of sync, in any kind of form.
Absolutely, and I think as an offensive coordinator, that's being seen. And I think obviously some changes, rolling him out of the pocket, getting him some movement, maybe doing just some quick outlet passes to not let that line get in, something to just kind of shake up and make this defense think twice before just blindly rushing.
Absolutely, Jordan's going to drop back down a second down, and he's going to throw it over the middle, and he's going to find Sean Smith Jr. across the middle for a big first down. But on the hit, it does look like he fumbled the football. We've got a flag on the play. So, I apologize. It did not fumble. Great job by Sean Smith Jr. to hang on to the football there.
And a good second effort there after taking the initial hit to gain a couple more yards.
Yeah. But there's going to be a penalty. It does look like for a crackback block. That's going to back the Rapids up. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10. A minute left in the first quarter. I apologize. 2nd and 20. We're going to hand it off to Rob Graves on 2nd down there. Rob will push up. And it does look like the Rapids are going to let the clock tick away here. So that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter here at Norton High School. Rapids 0, Broncos 14. Rapids are going to have a 3rd and long here when we come back here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. All right, and we're back here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Home of Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football here in the second quarter at Norton High School. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids down right now 14-0 to the Ohio Broncos in our battle of the Northeast Ohio Cup. Rapids are going to have a 3rd and 18 from the 33-yard line here to start the second quarter. Ooh. And we're going to have a penalty there. And we're going to have an offsides on the Broncos.
Offside.
Yeah, I think that was definitely one where both teams kind of jumped, but refs decided the Broncos were the ones that jumped first. And so a little bit more manageable of a 3rd down, but still 3rd and long.
Absolutely. He's going to bring up 3rd and 12. Jordan's going to drop back. And he's going to look deep. He's got the mirror, and he's fouled found him, and he got Demir Benson over the 33-yard line for a big first down, and now this Rapids offense is starting to pick up some momentum.
Exactly, and that's exactly what you need. Attack the seams, make this secondary work, avoid the linebackers and linemen because that is where they are pressing hard. So hitting the weak spots, absolutely perfect throw and catch there.
And a man who's battled through some critics and battled through adversity deserves the credit. An absolute great throw by Jordan Jones there to fit it in between two defenders. So 1st and 10 from the 30. He's going to throw it out to Darwin for a wide receiver screen. Bit of miscommunication there, but
Second down.
seems to be figured out there. So Sean Stretch Wright's going to check in for Sean Smith Jr., who did get a bit banged up on that big catch there. Did seem to get wrapped up in the pile, so we'll keep an eye on him. Rapids come out now. 2nd down. Bunch wide receivers down to the bottom. Monte Taylor in the backfield. He's going to get the ball. He's going to cut it out to the outside. And Drew, once again, he's tackled in the backfield. This running game, not able to pick up any momentum right now.
Absolutely, and if you look on your screen, 5 linemen, obviously, and then you have 3 linebackers pretty much right next to the line of scrimmage, just daring this team to run. And I think this is just where you need to just wait until you see these linebackers back up a little bit more. Then you can start making this running play because it's just this running game is not working right now.
Absolutely. They're bringing 8. They're stacking the box. It's going to be 3rd and 13 here for the Rapids. Jordan going to drop back again. And he finds Dylan Exton for a nice gain there. It is going to bring up 4th and decision time here. And it does appear to me just as the same as the last time, no hesitation from this coaching staff, keeping the offense on the field for a 4th and 8 here. Going to need a big-time conversion, a big-time play here. 3 wide receivers bunched to the bottom of the screen, Demir, Darwin, and Sean. Dylan Exton up top in the wing, Monte Taylor in the backfield with Jordan Jones. 4th and 8. Jordan's going to drop back to pass. Got time. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to try to get away from pressure, and he's going to get hit. And he's going to come up short, and the Rapids are going to turn over the ball there. Some signs here from the passing game of being able to kind of move the ball, but ultimately not able to put points on the board.
Yeah, a fourth down attempt that either way probably would have been criticized regardless if you went forward or if you kicked the field goal. But I think that's the more major point where, yes, you are seeing some signs of light from this offense, but it's still not consistent enough to go through a whole drive, and that is why they came up empty.
Absolutely. So the Broncos are going to take over 11:52 in the second quarter. They're up 14-0. They're going to have a 1st and 10 ball at the 28-yard line. Quarterback's going to bring motion. He's going to hand it off. Oh, no, he kept it himself. And he fumbled the football. And not only did he fumble the football, the Rapids picked up that football and drew just like that. The defensive unit taking it away and giving it right back and giving Jordan Jones and that offense another opportunity.
Absolutely. And we talked about this quarterback, not afraid of contact, but the ball carriers are fumble prone, and that's exactly what you saw there. He took a big hit, just couldn't hold on to the football, and a great job to recover that. And now you give this offense,
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
So,
Broncos.
I'm not exactly sure what happened. You were discussing the turnover, but the referee reversed his call and has given the balls back to the Broncos.
No, from what I saw, I think the call was that the Rapids lined up off sides on that, and so a call that I didn't see a flag thrown, and so I'm unsure which ref threw the flag there. But I think regardless, yeah, big break for the Broncos here as they avoided the fumble, and they now start off again at a 1st and 5.
And my bad, and I did interrupt you there. I got excited on the call. As you were saying, though, this defensive line doing a great job of getting their hands to the football, not allowing the quarterback to get down before they're ripping the ball away.
Absolutely. I think that's a key that I think this defense is going to continue to go for. So we'll see that a lot as this game progresses.
Absolutely. So it's going to be 1st and 5 for the Broncos. 11:39 in the second quarter. 14-0 lead over your Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. Quarterback going to take it. He's going to hand it off to the running back up the middle. Oh, and he broke through the tackles, Drew, and he picked up a big first down out to about the 45-yard line. And I got to say, I know it's tough on a defense to feel like you were off the field, you did your job, and then they have to turn right back around and go out on the field.
Absolutely, but as they all know, stuff like that happens. You just got to lock back in and not allow some calls that didn't go your way to affect how you're playing on the field. And I think that's a quick turnaround that they're going to have to make here.
Absolutely. Clock ticking away, just under 11 minutes left in the second quarter. 14-0 Broncos up over the Rapids. Broncos driving. They have a 1st and 10 here. Quarterback going to hand it off. Running back. Ooh, he going to get hit hard right there at the line of scrimmage. Mark Hale in on the big hit there. Running back. A second to get up there on the big hit. 2nd and 9 here. 10:30 left in the second quarter. Broncos coming out 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the ball. Running back in the backfield with the quarterback. 2nd and 9. Quarterback going to drop back. He's going to be pressured. He's going to move it outside, and he's going to look deep, and he's got a man, and it's going to be incomplete. We do have a flag in the backfield. Yep, does look like we're going to have a hold on the Broncos. So it's going to back them up for 3rd down.
And that is the risk you take with being a mobile quarterback that kind of just likes to run around. You are putting a lot of pressure on your linemen to kind of hold blocks, and sometimes that does lead to holding.
Yes, it can. And as many football fans will tell you, there's holding on every play. So it only makes it worse when you have to extend. Now, it's going to be 2nd and long here. 9:30. 2nd and 20. 9:30 ticking away here in the second quarter. Broncos hold a 14-0 lead over the Rapids. Quarterback going to drop back here. Look out in the flat, and it's going to be incomplete. And Drew, this Rapids defense is going to have a 3rd and 20 here with another opportunity to kind of hold strong here and give the offense a chance.
Absolutely, but can't think about getting off the field just yet. Making sure that you stop this team from getting to the 1st down marker or even getting close to even think about considering going for it on 4th down.
And that's why you're the analyst. You bring the calm, reserve, one play at a time mentality.
You know, as they say, those who can't play coach and those who can't coach commentate.
3rd and 20 for the Broncos. 8:30 left in the second quarter. Rapids defense looking to try to get off the field here. Quarterback going to drop back. Field pressure. He's going to move out to the outside. He's going to look down the field. He's just going to throw it away. And Drew, Rapids defense forcing a punt here, and they're going to get the ball back with 8:15 and plenty of time to make some moves and put some points on the board. Anthony Spooney is going to be back to return the punt.
The ref told me to. I'm listening to the white hat. I'm listening to the white hat.
All right. So, 4th and 20. Demir and Spooney back to receive the punt. It's going to be hit straight up in the air. And it's going to take a nice Rapids bounce. Actually a good job there by the Broncos returner to stop that ball before it was actually going to go even further up the field. And just on the other side of that 45-yard line is where this Rapids offense will take over. 7:17 left in the half. Jordan Jones in this offense. Looking to try to move the ball here. Jordan's going to come out. He's going to have Rob Graves in the backfield. Four wide receivers, two each side of the ball. 1st and 10. Jordan going to drop back. And he's going to look over the middle of the field. And Drew, it looked like it did hit the ground, but the referee did not blow the whistle, and they're going to call that an interception as of right now, and he took that all the way back to about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, looking at the replay here, I do believe that hit the ground, if I'm being completely honest with you. It did look like he trapped it, but I'm sure the refs will have a talk about that and get the call, get all on the same page.
Yes, there's some frustration there, and they are going to call that an interception. And a bit of frustration there by the offense and the coaching staff having a conversation because they believe what we kind of believe up here, and that was that ball did hit the ground. But regardless, I mean, there's not much we can do. We can argue, and the referee's call is what the referee's call is. Broncos are going to take over ball at the 40-yard line. 7:03 left in the second quarter. Rapids defense not getting a lot of rest. Going to be called right back upon. Quarterback going to drop back here. He's going to look deep, and that is going to be called incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
And now, if I'm this Rapids defense, I think just containing here, I think this Broncos team is trying to take some shots here after the turnover, just making sure that you contain and keep that keep it in front of you, basically.
Absolutely. Keep him in front of you. Trying to limit the big yardage. Going to hand it off here on 2nd down. He's going to try to turn the quarter, pick up a gain of about 4 or 5. Clock ticking away. 6:20 here left in the half. 14-0. Broncos up over the Rapids. Third and 6. Quarterback going to drop back here on 3rd down. Going to look out in the seam, and he found his wide receiver short of the sticks. And depending on the spot of the ball, nope, he's going to call that short. So it's going to bring up 4th and 1.
Yeah, it looks like his feet were before the line, but the ball was caught, and he did fall in before the first down line, although now we are looking that they have reversed the call and gave them a first down. I'm really unsure about that call there because it didn't look like any part of the ball really passed the first down marker, and that's really what the indicator is.
I'm just glad it was you who got tripped up this time and not me by the referees.
Yeah, well, not all in the Broncos' favor in terms of that. It does seem that some of these recent ones have been going their way.
Yes. Just seems like the crew just not very decisive. Broncos going to bring motion. They're going to go empty backfield here on first down. Quarterback is going to throw it out to the wide receivers, out at the numbers, and he dropped the football there.
You sure it's not completed?
So 2nd and 10 here, 4:20 left in the half, 14-0. Broncos up over the Rapids. Rapids defense looking to try to make a play for the offense. Quarterback going to hand it off up the middle. He's going to get met by Jamal Singleton and Josh Davis for no gain there. And 3rd and 10 for the Rapids defense.
Yeah, and I think the key here is, yes, some calls might not be going your way, but I think this is a time where instead of complaining, instead of kind of keep putting your head down, I think that has to motivate you to really just take it out of the referee's hands on some of these plays. Not saying, not allowing these referees off the hook here, but making sure that some of these plays aren't put in the referee's hands because some of these calls aren't going your way.
Absolutely, and I want to give a big shout out to this Rapids team because they've kept their heads up. There's been no hanging of the heads. There's been no arguing on the side. There's been none of that. So they've done a good job of keeping themselves composed, keeping themselves together. They're just a couple plays away from really being in this football game.
Right, just some unforced errors that really cost them there. Mostly the pick six. If not, that could be a one-score game. But
absolutely,
this team has been in games all year where it started off like this and they've come back. So this is something that they're not unique to. And so I think that definitely is a good sign coming into the later part of this game.
Absolutely. Familiar territory for this Rapids football team with a little adversity being in a close game. 3:52 left in the half. Broncos are going to have a 3rd and 9 here. Ball at the 31-yard line. Empty backfield. Quarterback going to drop back to pass. He's going to feel the pressure, and he is going to be sacked. Oh, no, he got away from the pressure, and he found his wide receiver out for a first down and more, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a touchdown. Drew, I'm at a loss here. They had him in the backfield wrapped up, and he got away.
And honestly, I think that's just a lack of finishing the play. You have 3 guys surrounding him. You have him wrapped up. And instead of driving to the ground, you just expect him to kind of fall and take the sack. He doesn't. He gets out of pressure. And your defensive backs, thinking that the sack is there, stop covering their man, leave a man open, and can't get to him close enough to make the stop and ends up in another touchdown. Another error by this team that is pounced on by the Broncos.
Absolutely, and I gotta say it's an unfortunate part of what happens on a good defensive play there as the Broncos are going to set up to go for 2. When your defensive line is trying to wrap up the quarterback and it takes a minute, it does allow, as the running back is going to take this, and he will get hit, he will not get in, so that would be no good there. When it does take a minute for those defensive backs to get or defensive linemen to get a hold of the quarterback, and it takes time, like you said, wide receivers sneak away, guys turn their heads, guys are able to get past it. That's exactly what happened there.
I agree, but I also think this has been somewhat of the story of the game here, where you have this Broncos team that came out firing, came out quick, came out strong, came out aggressive. And I think even though there has been spurts by both the offense and defense for the Rapids, they have yet to truly match this Broncos team in terms of intensity. And I think that's where we're seeing just the measuring stick here. Because if this Rapids team, I believe, if they come out aggressive, if they come out how they've come out in previous games, I don't think this is what this score is. And I think that's the major issue here when it comes to the difference between these two teams.
Spot on. As we reset here, 3:39 left in the half, 20-0. Broncos, Ohio Broncos, up over the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids in your first ever Battle of Northeast Ohio, the Battle of the Northeast Ohio Cup. Broncos in control right now here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. We appreciate all of you for checking in on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe to the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page, your one-stop shop for everything Strawboro Sports Show. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids games, our interviews, our sit-downs with Browns legends, and the Strawboro Sports Show podcast, which will be coming back.
Yeah, listen, Ken, I love summer. I love summer sports. I love enjoying the weather, but something about fall, man. Football weather, soccer weather.
Yes, sir.
Playoff baseball weather. It's absolutely fantastic. Can't wait for it.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to talk about all of it with you.
Absolutely. It will be exciting to have the show back. So, after a bit of delay here, gets set for the kickoff. And it is another low line drive caught very nicely there. Ooh, at the 30-yard line, and the returner laid his own big hit on the defensive back. And that's where the Rapids will take over the ball, or take over with the ball.
And you hope that gets this sideline and this offense going, because I think that type of intensity is needed out of every single guy that's going to be playing here today. And I think we just have yet to see that in a complete fashion in terms of offense, defense, special teams.
And sometimes it's the special teams that can wake up the whole team, and we'll see what happens here.
The Rapids will take over at the 45-yard line.
So, Jordan Jones and the offense come back out. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. Rob Graves in the backfield with Jordan Jones. Jordan going to drop back to pass, and he's going to throw it out to Rob. Rob's going to catch that, cut it out to the outside, and break it out to about the 45-yard line. And a nice pickup there, moving the chains, first down, and an opportunity for this Rapids offense to firmly get rolling here.
Absolutely, but I think the key here is we've seen a play where if they've gotten 5-10 yards, can they do it again? Can they continue to get first downs? Can they continue to push this Broncos defense back more and more? That's what needs to be seen here.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 here. Ball at the 35-yard line. Monte Taylor checking in for Rob Graves as he steps into the backfield. 3 wide receivers bunched to the bottom of the screen. Jordan going to drop back. He's going to throw it out to the middle, and it was bobbled, and it's picked off again by the Broncos. And a good job by Monte Taylor and Dustin Dye to track him down. But Drew just not able to play mistake-free football on the offensive end right now.
Absolutely, and it just seems like every time there's a positive for this offense, a negative happens. And I think it's just one of those days where it doesn't seem like many things can go right. A ball bobbled up in the air and picked off is just kind of the bow on top of this first half.
Yeah.
And as we're winding down towards the 2-minute warning, not a lot of positives to take from this. And I think there may be some table flipping in the locker room at halftime.
So, Broncos take over here. 1st and 10. Oh, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield there. Number 55 in on the big sack. And a nice defensive play there, 230.
Number 55, Corpus Fullware on the sack.
And I think if you're this defense, I think the main goal here is to just stop the bleeding.
Absolutely. Keep it right here. So 2nd and 15. 2 minutes left as we're going to approach the 2-minute warning. As we'll take a second here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. All right, and we're back here. 2 minutes left in the second quarter here at Norton High School. Here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids down 20-0 right now to the Broncos. Broncos are going to have a 2nd and 15 at the 40-yard line. As we said, 2 minutes left in the half. Quarterback going to hand it off up the middle, and he's going to get hit in the backfield. Number 55, once again, I do believe that's Rocky Moss in on another tackle. A timeout.
Sounding like this Rapids team trying to save as much time as possible, to potentially have one more drive before the half here.
And Coach Nate Hose was just pumping up the offense, letting them know, I'm taking these timeouts for you. Give you an opportunity to put some points on the board. All right. We're back here. Just under 2 minutes left in the half. It's going to be 3rd and 15. Rapids defense with another opportunity to get themselves off the field. Quarterback going to drop back on 3rd down. He's going to throw it out to the outside. Wide receiver caught it, but he's hit immediately by Anthony Spooney. And a timeout by this Rapids defense with 1:46 is going to give the offense and special teams first an opportunity to make a play, and the offense to get back on the field.
I would say, and listen, that's a shot of confidence from your head coach saying, hey, I'm calling these timeouts. I believe you guys can run this drive for some points here. Get us some positives going into half, but it's up to you guys to make that count. I think that's the message being talked to right now, and I think it's got to get you something, because if that doesn't get you motivated, I don't think anything will.
100,000% correct there, bro. So, 4th and long, Broncos going to punt. Anthony Spooney, Mari Mitchell. Oh, actually, no. And a quick change. The Broncos turned around and are going to go for it. There's a flag on the play. And the quarterback found his wide receiver out for a 1st down. However,
Flag out.
It looks like an illegal shift on the offense there. And so this will be backed up again.
Absolutely.
It also looks like they're, again, just staying on the field here. Very interesting as not wanting to just kind of boot it down, but
And another flag. We're going to have a delay game.
Delay game. Referee.
And that's going to back them up another 5 yards. And Drew, at some point, you're up 20-0. I feel like just the safe bet, the safe call is to just punt the ball away.
right, I'm not sure really what
He's telling me to fucking
they're
start it.
thinking it is, but that you're as you're up 20-0, you've had a almost near perfect half. Just punt the ball away, let your defense do what it's been doing. But I mean, listen, as a Rapids commentator, I'm not
Right.
really worried about it.
So, 4th down here. Broncos are finally going to punt this ball away. It's a nice punt. Returned there by Spooney, and he bobbled it, but then it's picked up by Mari Mitchell, and Mari Mitchell does a good job to pick that ball up and get it out to the 40-yard line and save the Rapids from another mistake there. Great job by Mari Mitchell.
Yeah, really heads up play there. Almost recovered by the Broncos, but he overran it a little bit, and he was able to pick it up and get some more yardage there. You got about 1:06 left here. You got about half the field. I think you want to get it to at least about the 30 to kind of get it within Bobby Rhodes Jr. range. But I think at some point you just got to make sure that you do not commit another turnover.
Absolutely. So, 1:06 left here in the half. 1st and 10 ball at the 40-yard line. So Jordan Jones and his offense will take over with another opportunity in the half to get some points on the board. Bunch formation to the bottom. Monte Taylor in the back. He's going to hand it off to Monte. Monte's going to push it up the middle for a gain about 5 or 6 and some good positive yards there. As the clock's going to now take under a minute. Rapids offense electing to run the play. Had the second play called. Jordan's going to drop back. He's going to look over the middle, and Darwin's going to catch that for a 1st down. Clock's still running. Actually, clock's going to stop while they reset the chains there for a second.
First down, Rapids.
38 seconds. And ticking. Jordan going to drop back here. Got some time. He ran out of time, but was able to keep his feet. And it was tipped away and incomplete there. Clock will stop with 23 seconds left.
And yeah, I just think there was some mismanagement at time there as he kind of walked up slow to the line, didn't get the play off soon enough, and now, 23 seconds left. You kind of have to have a big shot here and then call a timeout because you don't have a lot of time to really set up a play.
Oh, we're going to have a flag. Yep, we're going to have a false start on the Rapids.
False start.
And the penalties and mistakes on the offensive end have really cost them. To be honest, the defense has only given up 7 points. It's been 2 turnovers that have been really costly. Jordan going to drop back here. He's going to get pressured again. He's going to dump it off to Monte. Monte's going to take it up past the 40, and Monte's going to get out of bounds with 17 seconds left. A great job by Jordan to check it down to Monte, and a great heads-up play by Monte to gain a lot of yards and get out of bounds.
No, absolutely. A great play by Jordan there, just able to dump it off, and that's exactly what you need to do in drives like this. The deep shot isn't there. The running back most likely is. getting the ball checked down, and a great job getting out of bounds there. Now, you still have that timeout. You need probably about 10 more yards to truly make sure Bobby Rhodes has the distance for it, but a great, great job to come back from those negative plays.
Absolutely. We'll start with Broncos player, slow to get up, met by his second as he's helped off the field. All right, we're back here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids football. 17 seconds left in the half. Rapids have a 3rd and 1 on the other side of midfield. And a wild scramble of a play there, but it's going to be picked off again and fumbled out of bounds. I am not sure at all exactly what happened there.
Watching the replay there, not many guys were set. It looks like they jumped before the ball was snapped. I'm really unsure there how an offsides wasn't called because multiple Broncos players were over the ball before it was snapped. Unsure what happened there. No call by the referee. Very, very, very unsure call there.
They are meeting on the far side of the field.
Okay.
And here comes the flag now. We're going to have an offsides on the Broncos. There we go, and we will reset. You don't like me to be critical. I know you don't like to be critical of the officiating crew. They just don't seem like they're I don't want to call them not on top of it, but they're just not being as aggressive as I feel a referee group should be. They should be commanding and controlling the game, and I don't feel like they have full control right now.
No, I think the biggest thing here is, yes, they got the call right at the end, but a non-offsides call on a play like that, when your quarterback is getting buried down, could cause a plethora of problems. And if an injury happens because it was not called upon, that's where your major issues are, and that's where it lies.
Absolutely.
But now, for refocusing, you're at about the 33-yard line. So that would make it about a 50-yard field goal. You probably, like I said, you want 5 to 10 more yards to truly make it comfortable for Bobby and kind of get into the cusp of his range. But, again, 17 seconds. An average play lasts about 6 seconds. Get about 3 more plays in with a timeout available. A lot can be done in this 17 seconds.
So 17 seconds left in the half. Jordan Jones in the offense will see what they cook up here. Broncos running a guy on late. And we're going to have another flag. Yep, Broncos ran a guy on late. Too many men on the field. Could not get him back off. And that's going to push this up, and that's going to give the Rapids a first down.
Yeah, now if I'm the Rapids, you have no time off the clock, and you've gained 10 yards. I wouldn't mind a shot or two here until maybe you run it to get to Bobby Rhodes' preferred hash mark, call a timeout, and give him the opportunity.
Absolutely. Oh, and Drew, that's a 15. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. So the ball is now at the 15-yard line, Drew. And now you have an opportunity 100% to take a shot and try to get 6 points. Got to be cautious here. Cannot have a turnover here in the red zone. Jordan's going to drop back here. He's going to be pressured, and he's going to get hit, and it is going to be incomplete.
And a tough hit by Jordan there. Those ones always hurt. But hit the ground, no time, continuing to go off the clock. I think you got probably 2 more shots at the end zone.
I agree. A quick 3-step drop and an opportunity to just rifle one in absolutely will give him more than one opportunity here.
Absolutely, and you see these linebackers, they're blitzing heavy. A fade route is not out of the realm of possibility here, or also potentially a slant route if you kind of have that middle of the field wide open.
So, 2nd and 10. Jordan going to drop. He's going to hand it off to Monte. Monte's going to cut it out to the outside and cut it back in, and Monte Taylor's in for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Rapids!
And just like that, Drew, the defense puts the ball back in the offensive hand, and with less than 2 minutes, they drive down the field for a touchdown.
And you know what? This all stems back from Nate Hose calling those timeouts, giving his offense the ability and the motivation to get one more drive together. And you know what? You think you're going into half down 20-0. You had one of the worst halves of the season so far, and now it's a 2-score game.
Absolutely. And you know what? We could hear Coach Nate Hose. He literally said to his offense, he turned towards the tent and said, I'm calling these timeouts for you. I'm calling these timeouts so you get points on the board. And Monte Taylor, Jordan Jones, and the offense answers. Ball is down. Kick is up and good. Bobby Rhodes Jr. is good on the extra point. And with 6 seconds left in the half, 20-7, and we have a different ball game to talk about because with the Rapids getting the ball at half, an opportunity to cut this to 1 score.
Absolutely, but I think kicking this ball off, getting in the locker room, there are positives. There are absolutely positives,
Yes.
especially that last drive. But I think the message still needs to be, regardless of how well we ended that half, look at the scoreboard.
And
it's not enough.
Absolutely. And a common theme that has worked all year, that worked on that drive, trust in 2. Monte Taylor with an electric run set up by multiple penalties by the Broncos. That's huge. The mistakes that have plagued the Rapids for the first quarter and a half plagued the Broncos on that last drive, and it led to points as it has led to points for the Broncos.
Absolutely, and we've talked about it all year. If Monte Taylor gets room, he is going to make some plays and make things
Absolutely.
happen. There was just no room to run these earlier in the game, and I'm sure it's going to be very similar in the second half as they're going to, again, focus on the run. But the better Jordan plays, the better he throws the football down the field and completes pass, the more the running game is going to open up and the better this offense is going to look.
And, Drew, I want to ask you a question. I want to harken back to last week. The Rapids had a 10-0 lead. It started to slip away, and they started to somewhat lose control. No, they haven't completely turned the tide, but at the end of that half, Glass City gained momentum, and they were able to keep it. It seems to be the complete reverse this week. Started slow by the Rapids, but now they've gained some momentum here right before half, and we'll see what happens. So Bobby Rhodes Jr. is going to kick it off. Returner is going to try to cross field and take it all the way back. He's going to break a tackle there before he's then tripped up. He'll be tackled down, and that'll do it for us here in the first half. Ohio Broncos 20, Cuyahoga Falls Rapids 7. We will take a break here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page, and we will be back after the half. All right, and we're back here at Norton High School, here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. Cuyahoga Falls Rapids currently down 20-7, but Drew, a touchdown right before half, receiving the ball in the second half. And as we are very, very prone to having Jamal Singleton with a nice post or pregame speech, firing up the defense, firing up the offense, firing up the special teams on the sideline for the second half. They have a bit of momentum, and the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids are going to see if they can capitalize on the momentum here.
I think you pretty much nailed that one, but I think this drive is absolutely crucial to how I think this is going to go the rest of the way. You're getting the ball back and start the second half. You have a chance to reduce it to a one-score game, and I think your just major key here is do what worked in the first half. Some things looked great, some things looked not so great, and I think you just got to filter out those plays and see what the defense is giving you. Obviously, I think that they're going to be a little bit more run-heavy or defensively, and so you just got to adapt to that. Jordan had a decent first half, especially at the end. You just got to build upon it.
Absolutely. So we get set. As Drew gets us ready to go here. Here in the second half, as we said, Rapids will receive the second half kickoff. Demir Benson, Anthony Spooney back to receive the kick. Going to be another squib line drive as they have been. Spooney's going to pick that up, take it out past the 30. He's going to push it out past the 40-yard line. Oh, and he breaks a couple tackles, gets it out almost to about the 45-yard line. And that is where
Rapids will take over at the 43-yard line.
and I'm just double checking before I make the announcement. Yeah, and that is where Dallas Huckel and this Rapids offense will take over. So Drew, Dallas getting a shot here to come in and kind of relieve Jordan and kind of get a spark going for this Rapids offense.
And, I think I definitely saw a increase in quality from Jordan at the end of that half, but obviously there was a lot of mistakes in that first half that did cost them some points there. So going to Dallas, not the craziest substitution in the world,
No.
but I think something to look at going forward, as now you have a quicker release in Dallas in terms of getting the ball out, which I think is going to be helpful against this defensive line.
Absolutely. And a shout out to Dallas for being ready to go. We talked about it last week. Dallas just wanted to play football. He just wants to be on the field. Got many opportunities last week and was almost going in at quarterback before the game stopped. Will get his opportunity here, 1st and 10 to start the second half. And his first snap, he's going to hand it off to Rob Graves, who's going to break through a couple tackles and just pick up just maybe one or right there at the line of scrimmage. So, clock ticking away here in the second half as we welcome you back here on the Strawbro Sports Show YouTube page. 2nd and 9 for Dallas Huckel in this Rapids offense. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the ball. Stretch right. Demir, Dylan, and Darwin. I have a whistle, and we're going to have a timeout by the Broncos. So an early timeout for the Broncos. And Drew, I'm gonna kind of, I know we're not supposed to just guess, but I'm gonna believe that does have something to do with the fact that Dallas is in the game now, kind of going over some things, make sure we're on the same page, because they weren't expecting that.
No, I think you're absolutely right there, because now as a defense, instead of a quarterback that is big in stature in the pocket and is able to move and kind of go on the run there, you kind of more of a pocket passer here who is going to be able to step into throws, really get it on the money and get it off quick. And I think that as a defense, you just kind of remind yourself, hey, this ball is going to come out quick. This ball is going to come out fast. And that is how you kind of have to play it now. So not surprised on the thing, but you got to execute regardless.
Absolutely. Do not sleep on Dallas's athleticism, no. I do understand you are correct, though, but I do want to give him his depth, though. He's a very talented athlete. That's all of these guys are. So those 4 wide receivers and 2 to each side of the ball. Rob Graves in the backfield with Dallas as we await the referee. Be it 2nd and 9, ball at the 44-yard line. And it's going to be a false start. So a bit of a rough start. And I do not like to be critical, and I don't want to be critical, but it almost kind of feels like we lost some of that momentum here with the quarterback change. So it's going to be on this offense to kind of regain that and grab it back and not allow them to lose it.
Well, I think, as an offense, you are used to a certain quarterback's cadence, and so a different cadence, a different snap call. It's a little bit different.
Absolutely. 2nd and 14 here. Dallas is going to drop back to pass, and he's going to go deep, and he's got Demir. Oh, and he almost had him. So, a shot there. Playbook open. Dallas testing his arm there, and he had Demir. Just couldn't find the connection.
Yeah, a little bit too inside on that one. Wide receiver did have a step, but yeah, the ball's going to be a little bit more on the outside to really give him a chance to go get it. Now, 3rd and long, another passing play kind of opening up here, but as you can see, a little bit more ready to throw and kind of ready to throw these deep shots, I think, now that you have Dallas in.
So, 3rd and long. 13:20 left here in the 3rd quarter. First 3rd down here of the 2nd half for this Rapids offense. Dallas is going to drop back. He's going to look. He's going to throw it over to Rob. And it's going to be incomplete there, and it's going to bring up 4th and long. And I do because, I mean, obviously, Drew, we have to have the conversation. There was a quarterback change. It's not a position that regularly rotates like other positions on the field. But I got Jordan is the consummate professional. He always has been. He's standing right there on the sideline. He's cheering Dallas on. He's cheering his teammates on. So it's not necessarily like, oh, this guy comes in and we hang our head. No, this is a team. This is a unit here that stays together. So a shout out to both guys.
No, I think you're right, but I think the one thing I think you're noticing kind of in real time here is putting a quarterback in at halftime, you are now having to get another quarterback growing into the game. And I think that's going to be kind of where this team may sputter a little bit kind of starting off. And then now you're kind of banking on him coming to kind of fruition in that 4th quarter and hoping this defense can hang on until then.
Absolutely. Oh, and it's going to be a bad snap. Bobby Rhodes Jr. is going to pick that up and does a good job. Oh, I thought he did a good job of hanging on the ball. It looked like he was down, but the referee did not blow the whistle, and that's going to be a turnover deep in their own end zone.
Yeah, another mistake.
Deep in their own territory.
Another mistake. Not a great snap. Bobby Rhodes just wasn't able to pick it up in time. And looking back at this replay, it is very close. It does look like Bobby was down, but I think regardless, now you are putting your team in an awful position again for this Broncos offense to really just need less than a 1st down to come in and score.
Yeah. Mistakes costing the Rapids right now. Not allowing them to really get a footing in and keep that momentum. So defense going to be called upon here. 1st and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line. Quarterback going to bring the wide receiver, bring motion. He's going to take it. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to throw it over the middle or into the slot, and is going to be caught for a touchdown. And Drew, we talked about all of the momentum that the Rapids had, being able to capitalize on it at the end of the 1st half and maybe turn it around here in the 2nd half. And unfortunately, a 3-and-out, a mistake on 4th down, and the Broncos turned it into an immediate 6 points.
Absolutely. I think that's just that is the professionalism of this and experience of this Broncos team. They saw that they were losing momentum. They went into half. They fixed their issues. And now this Rapids team is again making similar mistakes, and the Broncos are capitalizing.
Absolutely. The Broncos will go for 2 again. Quarterback going to hand it off to the running back, and he's going to be hit in the right there at the line of scrimmage, and they will not pick up the 2-point conversion. But nonetheless, points on the board for the Broncos, and with 12-17, the Broncos are up 26-7. And while I have a second, I want to shout out the Ranella Legacy Group. Honored to have them as a gold level sponsor, specializing in empowering financial freedom. Ranella Legacy Group is how individuals and families plan for their future. We also want to acknowledge the late Lenora Ranella, whose passion and connection brought us together. She was the spark behind the collaboration, and her warmth and generosity will never be forgotten. This season, we play in her honor, and we're grateful for the legacy she left behind. Another short kick, and it's going to get taken by Brandon Fleming out to about the 45-yard line. A good return.
And now, if I'm this Rapids offense, it looks like you are still continuing with Dallas out there. They believe in him here. I think just some rhythm has to be established, whether it's in the running game, whether it's quick passing, just kind of getting your quarterback settled in, because like we saw last drive, just some rust, shaking off the rust and trying to get those throws to connect with receivers. But again, 26-7, you're down 19. You don't have a lot of time to get that rhythm.
12-13 left in the third quarter, so still some time, but not. It is growing short. And I agree. It is good to take some shots with Dallas, but it's also very, very imperative to get him established in the game. Like you said, get him in the flow, couple quick passes, couple quick outs. He's got Monte Taylor in the backfield this time. Ball at the 45-yard line. Dallas is going to drop back here, and he's going to take a shot deep again, and it's going to be picked off. And the DB is going to take this back out past the 50 onto the other side of the 50 before, if he's tracked down, he brings it out past all the way to the numbers before he's hit out.
Ball's intercepted, touchdown.
And so after that turnover, frustration, very much so on the sidelines. Drew?
Yeah, I think just a big underthrow there that led to that interception. It looks like there was a flag on a block that kind of pushed him back. But regardless, we're seeing similar mistakes here with Dallas that we were seeing with Jordan. With Jordan, obviously, there were some throws in tight spots. This one, I think it's just the accuracy is a little off for Dallas. And I think, was there a risk in bringing Dallas in? Yeah, but I think this is not the way that the offense thought that this was going to go. And now, again, you're in a hole, and you're again on defense trying to hold this deficit to what it is.
Absolutely. Not a lot of time for this defense to recover and game plan. Very much so gut check time for this Rapids team in terms of not just this game, but where they're at in the season, too. Running back going to break that out for a big first down and more.
Yeah, now, and if I'm the defense, you got to find some way to just keep that motivation and that intensity to kind of get off the field and hope your offense figures it out in time. because they're in a very tough spot, no doubt about it.
And just a mixture of things. It isn't just one thing. It isn't just quarterback play. It isn't just what the play call is. It isn't just what the routes are run. It isn't just whether the catch. It's a whole host of things with the offensive line. It's just the offense is just not in sync today. And while it is fair to be critical of our quarterbacks, I think it's also fair to say that just sometimes the offense just is not in sync. And right now it's just not in sync. And sometimes that does happen. We'll see what the defense can do. Broncos going to pitch that out to the outside, and he's going to get hit there just at the line of scrimmage. And a good job, honestly, by this defense, Drew. I mean, we've got to be honest. Like we said in the first half, this defense gave up 7 points in the first half. It was the 2 costly interceptions that cost them points-wise in terms of the deficit there. And then here they were given the ball at the 3-yard line, and the Broncos did capitalize. But for the most part, this defense has played well. The defense has hung in there. Called upon again here.
And I think to kind of speak on that, earlier in the season, I think this offense had the same struggles, but it seems like these mistakes are a little bit more critical as the season has gone on.
I agree there. 2nd and 7, 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Quarterback going to keep it. He's going to throw it out to the outside. Got a wide receiver who's going to break open for a big first down and more and get in for a touchdown. And right now, just no answers. For this Rapids offense or defense. A tough one right now. But 10 minutes left in the third, the whole fourth quarter to go. Still time, still opportunities to put some points on the board. Broncos will set up to go for 2 again here. Going to hand it off up the middle, and he'll get in for the 2-point conversion. So, with 10 minutes left in the third quarter, 34-7, Broncos up over the Rapids. And Drew, I'm going to throw it over to you. What, in your mind, would be the answer here on this next drive to try to move the ball down the field like they did with less than 2 minutes left and try to get some points on the board?
Well, I think you brought in Dallas to kind of go over the top, beat this blitz and beat this pressure. And it really doesn't seem to be being so effective right now. There's been underthrows. There's been just mistakes kind of aplenty there. I don't think the answer to come back in this game is switching quarterbacks again. But if you just kind of want some consistency and some potential things, that might be the answer. Just kind of settle the game down and stop the snowball from rolling down the hill, because I think that's kind of what's happening here is you've given up 14 unanswered to start the half, and it's been 5 minutes. I think to kind of settle it down, to get this game back to kind of where it was kind of still hanging on the edge there, I think it's a potential that you might want to consider moving back to Jordan.
I agree. A tough spot there and a tough spot to answer, too. A good answer by you. Monte Taylor is going to be back to receive the kickoff there, trying to make a big play here, and he's going to bring it out to the 40-yard line, and that is where the Rapids will take over. A little bit of pushing and shoving here. We're going to have a flag on the play. Good job, everybody, to keep it within the confines of the field. So, 9:48 left in the third quarter. We'll assess the penalty.
Personal foul for Broncos.
So, going to move the ball up. 15 for the Rapids. 9:48 here in the third quarter. Dallas Uicle in this Rapids offense. Going to have an opportunity with some good field position to be able to try to put some points on the board.
Right, and I think, listen, if we're keeping Dallas, and I think, again, similar strategy here. Just get him in rhythm. Get some screen plays, get some slants. Get him just to make nice, easy throws to receivers that are going to be open.
Agreed. Monte Taylor in the backfield. Dallas is going to drop back here. He's got a pocket. He's going to look out to the outside for Darwin Filey. Oh, and Darwin had it. Falling down. And dropped the football there.
Yeah, and again, just a little bit underthrown there. Doesn't look like he's really getting all of his weight into these throws here. He's kind of lofting it. So I don't know if I'm this offensive coordinator, I'm telling him to kind of step in, use that back foot, launch into these throws because they're just a little underthrown each time. And I think if he gets a little bit more power into this, he's hitting these guys in stride.
Agreed there. So Rapids offense going to come out 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Demir, Darwin, Dylan, Monte in the backfield. Dallas going to drop back. Dallas is going to get out of the pocket. He's going to look down the field. Oh, and he's going to throw it over the middle. And it's bobbled and dropped by the DB there. A dangerous throw. I did see Dallas was trying to extend the play and try to find a man there.
Yeah, but he did break cardinal rule number 1 of quarterback play. It is not to throw the ball back over the middle as you're rolling out. Lucky they're not to get intercepted. There is a reason why defensive backs are not wide receivers. But
Mari Mitchell would like a word with you.
Now get to reset and go again for 3rd down.
So 8:20 here. Left in the third. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for this Rapids offense. Dallas going to drop back. Oh, and he's going to try to throw it over the top for a wide receiver screen, but some miscommunication, incomplete there. It's going to be 4th and 10 for the Rapids. So 4th and 10 here. Monte Taylor going to join Rob Graves in the backfield for a little bit of wildcat. Monte's taken many snaps at quarterback before this year. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to take off. He's going to try to run. And we're going to have a flag on the play. I think Monte may have crossed the line of scrimmage. Yeah, on the throw.
Yeah, one of those things where as soon as you announce yourself as a runner and go past the line of scrimmage, you can't then back up and make a throw. Just got past the line of scrimmage there. And, yeah, unfortunately, he did have a man open, but
it is sometimes hard to see that line. Players have talked about it before. And obviously, we don't have a yellow line, but even in the NFL, the yellow, or in college, the yellow line only appears on your screen, not on the field. So a tough one there. So it's going to be turnover on downs. It's going to give the Broncos back the ball. 7:34 left in the third quarter. They're up 34-7 here at Norton High School. Appreciate you for rocking with us here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. All right. So 1st and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. Rapids defense here. Trying to force a turnover. Quarterback changing the play. Oh, and we're going to have, looks like, a timeout for the Broncos. Not, I wouldn't say bit of confusion, but seeing what the defense had out, not liking the call.
Yeah, and I will say, if Broncos, anytime they've called a timeout, the next play that they've had has been successful. And I think that there's good use of timeouts there.
So, 7:34 here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Ball at the 45-yard line. They're going to come out 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. 1 up top, 1 running back in the backfield with the quarterback. Quarterback changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Going to drop back to pass. He's going to be pressured. He's going to try to throw the screen out, and he got it away. He is going to be tackled at the 50-yard line. Drew, it did appear that his knee was down.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the replay here. It definitely looked like his knee did hit the ground, but we will see upon this replay. Yeah, I have to disagree with the refs here. I do believe that there was down, but nothing you can really do after that.
Tough one there. Same officiating crew as last week. So 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 50. Quarterback moving his running back over. He's going to hand it off to him. He's going to break it out past the 45-yard line. He's going to pick up a first down. So we'll see what the penalties lie. I did see more than one flag. Not sure yet.
I will say, I think it was a very good choice on the Strawbrush Sports Show to incorporate the flag graphic this week, as it's been used quite a lot.
Yes. Yes, it has. Good job by you over there. So we're going to have a personal foul on the Broncos there. It's going to back them up 15 yards. So that'll back the Broncos up. As the Broncos coach looking for an explanation there from the referees. From the officials.
I mean, far side of the field, can't really see well over there, so. But it does seem like he's not really happy with the call regardless.
Okay, and we're back. A bit of discussion from on both sides. It's going to bring up the third and 13. Ball at 42-yard line. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Rapids defense trying to force a punt. Broncos come out. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. 1 up top. Rapids going to bring pressure. Quarterback going to throw it over the middle, and it was bobbled and incomplete. And that's going to force a 4th and long.
Incomplete pass on the clock. 4th down. Ladies and gentlemen, last chance for the 50-50 raffle tickets. Last chance to get your 50-50 raffle.
No hesitation here from the Broncos. Looks like they are going to go for it. And I don't know. I understand your offense has been moving the ball very well, but I'm very much for preserving a lead and not necessarily giving away easy opportunities.
Right, but this is a rivalry game. There is some pride at stake here, and I think it's rubbing the nose in it if they can get this first down here.
I agree. So a bit of miscommunication because they do have Monte Taylor on the field. Monte was in just in case there was a punt. Quarterback's going to drop back, and he's going to throw it over the middle, and it will be incomplete. And that will turn over on downs. And the Rapids are going to get the ball at the 42-yard line with an opportunity to flip this back.
Yeah, listen, I know it's been all real doom and gloom start of this second half here, but listen, just a little under 5 to go. You get a score here. I know it's still a long way to go from there, but any momentum I think is really needed right now to get these guys moving.
And some confusion. Monte Taylor gonna come in and play some quarterback for the Rapids, as he has.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to run this one in quick. They waste a lot of time waiting on getting the call here.
Monte's gonna come in, 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. Mark Hale in at that wing position as well.
Yeah, and with Monte at quarterback, you're gonna see a lot of kind of read option plays. With some throwing as well, but definitely a more mobile quarterback than the other two.
Monte dropped back on his first one. Incomplete, but getting a feel for it there. 4:30 left in the third quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 10. So, Monte, going to drop back here. Oh, and he's going to look deep. And he was looking for Darwin, just a little too far for him.
Yeah, listen, these wide receivers, they're doing a good job today.
They have ran some routes. They have been open.
Just a little unlucky with, I think, just the rotation of quarterback play. These quarterbacks just not getting able to be used to kind of throwing these routes with these receivers, getting the timing down. And I think that's what I think been the big miss today is just not being able to kind of get comfortable in that pocket.
I agree. 3:40 left in the third. They're going to be 3rd and 10 for Monte Taylor in this Rapids offense. Rob Graves in the backfield. Monte going to drop back to pass. Going to keep it himself, then look up. And he sent stretch down the field, but he didn't give it to him. He overshot it, and it's going to be picked off again. And this is going to get taken back out to the 40. A good job by Monte Taylor to track down the DB and push him out of bounds. But another turnover for this Rapids offense, and it's going to give the Broncos offense good field position.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overthrow there, trying to make a play happen, and there is a flag down, so we'll see what the flag is there. But yeah, just another costly turnover that these Rapids just can't seem to get away from right now.
So we holding.
Broncos will take over the 35-yard line.
So 3:10 here left in the third quarter. Apologize. 3:10 left here in the third quarter. Broncos are going to have a 1st and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line. So, quarterback going to drop back, look down the field. He's going to take a shot deep. It's going to be intercepted by Mari Mitchell. Mari's going to take it out to the 40. Cut back, take a spin, and that's where it'll be hit, and it'll take it down. And a good job by Mari there to track the football.
Mitchell, the interception. The Rapids take over at the 48-yard line.
And this Rapids defense, while obviously not playing their best, as I don't think any aspect of this Rapids team is, still putting in the effort and still trying to keep this game in somewhat of a balance for this offense to somewhat take over.
Absolutely, and listen, I know I am the voice of the Rapids. We are the home team. I don't tend to be overly critical, but the offense has kind of been where the problem has been today. The defense has played well. So we're going to switch back. We've got Jordan Jones back in at quarterback. Monte and Rob Graves in the backfield. Jordan's going to drop back. He's going to throw it over to Dylan Exton, and Dylan's going to make a man miss. And he's going to keep going before he's finally taken down at about the 30, or about the 28, 27-yard line. A good catch and throw and run there.
Yeah, and listen, an immediate impact from Jordan coming in there, throw right on the money, got his man wide open, and not to be critical of the coaching staff here, but that's kind of what this team needed coming into the second half, and they're waiting until now they're down 27 for it to finally get a rhythm going.
Jordan going to take that, fake the handoff, throw it over and he had Demir just broken up. A good job by the DV to get there. Good throw by Jordan.
Yeah, but
and we're going to have a penalty there, so it's going to be offsides on the defense.
I will say the safety was coming in pretty quickly. I am glad there was no hit needed to be taken there. But, again, yeah, Jordan leading his receivers well, coming in, automatically making a difference here for the offense.
So it's going to be 1st and 5, ball at the 28-yard line. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Jordan going to drop back here. Was looking for Darwin out in the flat, couldn't find him there.
Yeah, thrown off his back foot, just could not get the ball away under the pressure there. And
so, 2nd and 5. 1:40 left in the third quarter. Rapids offense looking to push this forward for a 1st down and set themselves up to get in range for some points. Jordan Jones back in. Monte Taylor, Rob Graves flanking him in the backfield. Jordan's going to get it. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be picked off again by this Broncos defense. And Drew, he had Monte out in the flat there. Tried to force it over the middle of the field, and that's going to be another turnover.
yeah, and I think a similar turnover happened in the first half with Jordan kind of was staring down that receiver the whole time, wasn't looking at the linebacker, and as soon as he let that ball go, that linebacker stepped in and absolutely just took it. And a good start for Jordan, but ended in a very similar way as it had in the first half, and this offense continues to struggle.
So, defense looking to try. Looking to try to force a stop here. Broncos taking a bit to get the play out of here themselves. Quarterback. Going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to be met in the hole there by multiple members of the Rapids. So, clock ticking away here. Just under a minute left in the third quarter. Not sure if the Broncos are going to get a play off. And with just 15 seconds or so, yep, Broncos are going to get this playoff just before the end of the third quarter. Going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to turn around after being hit, and he's going to break it out for a first down before he's hit hard. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. Ohio Broncos 34, Cuyahoga Falls Rapids 7. We'll step away here for just a second, and we'll be back. All right, so back here, start of the fourth quarter. Broncos got a 1st and 10. Gonna motion the running back out. Empty backfield. Quarterback gonna drop back. Gonna throw it over to the outside. Find his wide receiver. He'll get hit out of bounds, but not before he picks up a first down.
Ball's completed for a first down to the 50-yard line.
So, Broncos will break the huddle. 14-20 here. Beginning of the fourth quarter. 34-7. Broncos up over the Rapids. Quarterback going to take it, going to hand it off to his running back. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, and he'll be tackled down for a loss there. Good job by this Rapids defense to rally to the football.
Loss of one on the play. Second down.
We're going to bring up 2nd and 12. And while I have a second, I want to give a huge thank you to eXp Realty, Brian Garholmes, a gold-level sponsor of the Rapids. This season, Brian brings a one-of-a-kind mix of marketing with years of real estate experience and a genuine passion for helping clients reach their goals. Whether it's finding the perfect home or building lasting relationship, Brian's mission is about making an impact, not just making a sale. We're proud to have him supporting the Rapids in all our impactful missions this season. 2nd and 10. Quarterback going to drop back. A look over the middle of the field. It's going to be caught for a first down at the 35-yard line.
Pass is completed for a first down.
And I want to give a shout out to one of our other sponsors, Jacob's Heart, a great charity an organization that's partnered with the Rapids on multiple occasions this year. Proud to have them as a sponsor. I know Jacob's Heart just did another shoe giveaway today. They're always part of some charitable events around the area. Proud to have them as supporters of our Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. And a shout out to Sebring Trophy and Award. That is who made our Northeast Ohio Cup drill. Nice trophy given away to the winner of this football game. Quarterback's going to throw that out to the outside. He's going to find a wide receiver for a first down. And he's going to get tackled at about the 10-yard line.
I will say, I haven't seen the trophy yet,
I have seen the trophy. It is very nice.
but it is becoming more and more apparent who will be taking home the trophy this year.
Yep, we do have 2 nameplates, but it does appear, as it does seem so far right now, that barring a bit of a major comeback, the Ohio Broncos are going to be the first team to have their name placed on that trophy. So it's going to be 1st and goal here. Ball at the 10-yard line. Quarterback going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to cut it up the middle, and he's going to break a tackle before he gets tackled at about the 2-yard line. $10.50. Taken away here in the 4th quarter.
Second down at the 3-yard line.
Referee actually going to spot that ball at the 3-yard line. Quarterback going to drop back to pass. Look in the end zone. Miscommunication there between him and the wide receiver, so that'll be incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 from the 3. Clock just under 10 minutes here in the 4th quarter. So, Broncos set up here. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Wide receiver join the running back in the backfield, hand it off to the other running back, and they're going to push that in. As we await the referee signal. Yes, and it's in for a touchdown. $9:20 left here in the 4th quarter. And with that touchdown, it's going to be 40-7. So Broncos break the huddle to go for 2.
You would think this is a good time to get your kicker some practice.
Yes, as there has been some kicking errors. So, Drew, as the Broncos go for 2. Quarterback, he kept it. It is going to be no good. So, 8:40 left here in the fourth quarter, 40-7. Oh, we're going to have some pushing and shoving and a flag on the play here. Move away from that. Drew, my Manchester United Red Devils secured a nice transfer this weekend. Your Chelsea Blues, recent Super Cup, World Cup, Club of Cups champion. Thoughts?
Didn't realize this was going to turn into a baseball broadcast. We're just talking about random stuff, but I understand. No, I think both teams have motivation going into next year. I think obviously my team Chelsea has it's a little bit bigger in the Champions League now.
Yeah.
You now are hearing whispers of title
I was
aspirations.
going to say, you're looking to win the league this year, are you not?
I would say so, but as you know me, I'm a very cautious person, so I never want to put that out there right away. But I think you have a lot to play for, too. You have a lot of good attacking quality that you just signed. Obviously, as we've seen throughout the regular season and now the off season, your manager is very keen on getting players with the right attitude and want to buy into this system.
Yes.
And honestly, it feels in a way very similar to how we started off post Champions League, and so I think it's a good thing to look forward to. I think for both of us.
Absolutely, looking for a top 7 finish for my team this year. A shout out to our owner, Anna, in the comments. Yeah, tough one today. We do love Anna, all the hard work her and our entire media team does. Izzy, Connor, Anna, Nick, Karen, everyone.
And listen, no matter the score, we are always here for your entertainment. So
Absolutely. Which, as the Broncos get set to kick off, I got another one for you, Drew. You are, as it's football time, it's football season. Oh, and the Broncos, and as you did talk about it, Drew, it is a rivalry game, some proving points. An onside kick there, up 40-7. You're a football guy, just as I am. You are a graduate of the great University of Cincinnati. Big 12 aspirations this year? How are we going to do in the Big 12 this year?
I think my Cincinnati aspirations are very similar to your Manchester United aspirations. I think
Top 7?
winning any important thing here is maybe a little too far-fetched. But I think to see growth and to see a plan, I think, is your biggest thing there. Maybe not, exceeding expectations by a lot, but going above your year and going year-to-year progression.
Looking for my Irish to just kind of continue the process under Marcus Freeman. We're going to have a timeout by the Broncos. Jordan Jones back in at quarterback. Oh, I'm timeout by the Rapids. But yeah, year 3 in this Marcus Freeman experiment.
Yeah, and I was about to add on to that, former defensive coordinator for your Irish and my Cincinnati Bearcats. What are you made it to the national championship game, obviously a letdown against Ohio State. What are your expectations in terms of getting back to it, maybe looking better offensively?
Got to. It's time to go. I mean, they believe in Carr as the new quarterback there, and they believe he knows the system. Yeah, I absolutely believe it. That it's time to take that next step and make another run. I wouldn't be happy if we didn't make another college playoff. So Jordan Jones in at quarterback here. He's going to drop back to pass. Good blocking there by Boom. He's going to find Demir out for just yes, and Demir's going to fight for that first down. And moving with some urgency here. Offense trying to hurry up, trying to still put some points on the board. There are more games to play this year. trying to build on things.
Absolutely. I think this is pride at this point.
Absolutely.
Wanting to show that
And a
they're
lot
not
of
going
it
to quit.
for these Rapids. Jordan's going to look over, and he finds Dylan Exton for another first down.
Passes complete for a first down, Rapids.
And we're going to have an injured Broncos player, so we're going to take a second.
Ken, I think this is actually a perfect time to promote next week. Obviously, we will be covering the Rapids, but we are also bringing the Straw Bros Sports Show podcast back.
I'm excited. I mean, we have taken off for the Rapid season just because it's been, this is a lot of work that we put into the broadcast here. And it'll be great to sit down with you like we normally do on our Thursdays at 5:15 and to just talk shop with my guy here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and we cannot wait for every one of you to be joining us. We're going to be talking Guardians. We're going to be talking Cavs. We're going to be talking soccer recap.
We're going to talk Browns.
We're going to talk. I don't know if I want to do that, but I guess we'll have to. And it's going to be a good time. So everyone, I hope we all transition from here into our show because we'd love to have all of you back.
Absolutely. We're going to have multiple flags there on the play. So Rapids continuing to move the ball. .3:30 left in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a 1st and 10 here for the Rapids. And as you did mention it, pride here. Rapids going to come out. Boom Lumbus in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the ball. Jordan going to drop back to pass. Move through the pocket. He's going to look over in the end zone. It's going to be picked off in the end zone by the Broncos. And that is going to pretty much wrap it up for this game.
Yeah, I think that pretty much puts a bow on things. A late drive, again, ends in a turnover, and I think that's pretty much all she wrote. As, we're starting to see a little bit of exodus from the fans here. I will say, most did stay for most of it. We really appreciate y'all coming out and staying for the entire time. We appreciate your support. Just a rough one today.
Yeah, I think that is a good way to put it. It was a tough game here for the Rapids today. I do have to give my hats off to the defense. The defense really hung in there. I know there were plays made, but they really did a great job to hang in and kind of keep that, kind of try to make plays. And they gave the offense opportunities. They gave them the ball back. They gave them turnovers. The offense has just not been able to capitalize at all today. As kind of,
I think most players are agreeing the game is over. I think the kneeling and the plays have to be played out.
and they are going to take one kneel, and that is going to do it for this game. So, in your first ever Battle of Northeast Ohio, the Ohio Broncos are going to take the trophy with them as they win this game 40-7. Drew, I know we kind of wrapped it up in the fourth quarter, but your final thoughts here at Norton High School as the Rapids wrap up their last home game. Thoughts on this one from you?
Yeah, of just an extremely tough game. It just seemed like, regardless of the positives you can scrape from this, I think it's overwhelmingly going to be a negative talk in that locker room afterwards. But I think this is something that, because you look at the score and because you look at something like this, it's a game you just got to put past you. You got to be able to just say, hey, it happened. It wasn't our day. Next week is another week for us to improve and look better. And that's exactly what you got to do, because you can't linger on something like this.
No, absolutely not. Not one to linger on. Rapids look forward to next week. We will see what next week has in store. A little unsure for the Tri-County Rams. As you see some good sportsmanship here, a hard-fought battle between two rivals, but nothing but love after the game and admiration for two sets of warriors. Yeah, it's gonna do it. I agree with you. Some definitely not the happiest of locker room conversation, but also some things to try to find from the offensive side and kind of keep on the playbook, and then from the defensive end, kind of continuing to do what they do. That's going to do it for us here on the Strawboro Sports Show YouTube page. I am Ken Straub, your voice of the Rapids. For my brother Drew, that'll do it for us here as we wrap it up. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you next week.